G'day, it's Gran here from Australia. Just thought I'd do a video. I haven't done one for a while. The last video I was struggling a bit with my health. I'm still not quite on top of it, but I definitely improving. Energy's gotten a lot better. I didn't do the EMDR treatment. I instead focused on somatic therapies. Mainly with the breathing and movement, getting out in the garden as well, body scanning, meditation, and just and continuing on with the massage and stretching and sort of like almost yoga poses, I guess, my own sort of concoctions. And yeah, so things are improving. I still got skin rash. You can see it's on my face as well. A bit of fungal rash. Really struggle with the fungi stuff. A bit on my chest there. Just try different antifungal creams and so forth. It's sort of just have to have some patience with that, I think. I'm sure it'll go eventually, but it's just a bit frustrating. The energy is really good, having that come back. Yeah, I've been spending a few hours in the garden and getting a driveway done around the house at the moment, and I haven't had any problems shoveling wheelbarrows of gravel and things like that to touch up the edges and so forth. So yeah, slow improvement. It's just a matter of, I guess, not letting the emotion get carried away with the emotions. Of course, your emotions change day by day, even hour by hour, and it's quite easy to get caught up in that and feel like they're going to go on forever. And then you wake up the next day feeling completely different. So, it's important to have that perspective, that part of you that doesn't get caught up in the emotion and the difficulty of the healing process. Yeah, so aside from that, I was just watching a few videos, doing a bit of reading and stuff, and there's a lot of hype out there in the healing community to do with I guess to summarise it, when you grow up, you have this personality that you had no say in. That you, I guess, get thrown on you from, all sorts of factors, genetics, the environment in the womb, the environment, your surroundings, your parents, other influences which develop this persona, which is not necessarily a persona that you're, when you grow up, that can be a very functional or helpful persona. For example, a victim persona that's developed. So someone who has developed a victim persona would have, say, in childhood, found that it was advantageous to behave in a victim personality for their survival, because it, adults responded to that and gave that person what they needed at the time. If someone's very sick, they're going to get nursed quite often by a parent or whatever, and that might have been the only time they got adequate attention, was when they were sick, growing up in an environment where the parents were not very involved and available for the children. And we see that quite a lot. But in adulthood, the victim personality can be quite debilitating, and it's going to stop you from living a quality life that you that might be better than the one that you're living as a victim personality. As a victim personality, you're going to get sick a lot. You're going to have tragedies. You're going to get in these drama cycles time after time after time, because you're stuck in that victim personality cycle and drama cycle. So there's a lot of stuff in the healing community now to, how would you say, I suppose, called reinventing yourself. So it's a process of identifying the patterns. So identifying, say, the victim pattern or whatever pattern you might have. That pattern of repeating behaviours and personality that you're not fond of. They're not very helpful. These behaviours that are impeding your life from being your best life, I guess. You might you might be living a life where you're in poverty, you're working a job you don't like, you're finding that, people trample on you, that you're not, you'd like nice things, for instance, but it's not happening. And you're kind of stuck in this, place that you don't want to be. So all this healing stuff is getting out of that place where you're stuck, in that place you don't want to be, and reinventing yourself to become the person that you would prefer to be, or what, say, your childhood self would look up to, your hero, if you like, what your ideal version of you. So all this reinvention is basically, looking at your current situation, your current ego, if you like, and then they call it ego death, which is, identifying and destroying the existing patterns and replacing them with preferred patterns of behaviour through various techniques. And all of these techniques designed to affect to penetrate the unconscious, because all these behaviours are unconscious patterns. So to tap into the unconscious, to change those patterns, replace them with preferred patterns. And there's various techniques, including, people throw around even pharmaceuticals and drugs to aid that process. Ayahuasca, for instance, is a big thing that seems to come up a lot. Those sorts of aids, hypnosis, repetition, self-talk, they all work on influencing the unconscious patterns, replacing with preferred healthy patterns and so forth. And it is a process. It's not something that happens overnight. It's it's an undertaking, a journey, if you like. Maybe that's what they call the hero's journey. And basically, I guess it's becoming your SuperEgo. And why I'm talking about this is that people talk about becoming, the best you. Do you like yourself? Do you love yourself? Becoming the person that you want to be, and they identify with that, So, it's sort of like, who are you really? Who am I really? And then I think, yes, this ideal version of me. That's me. That's the me that I really am. And who I am now, that's not me. That's the fake me, the false mask that I wear, that I've grown up with to cope with society. So that me, that ideal version of me, that's the me, that's the real me, that's my hero, that's the one, the person that I'm evolving into, that is the real me. And, the mind is very clever, and there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, who wouldn't want to live a better life, with nice things and being empowered in the world, and be influential or whatever it is that you identify with that is, a good thing in your life. I wouldn't want that, it makes living much more pleasant. But, the mistake is, don't get lost in that is what I'm trying to get through to you. It's, when you're saying, that's the me that I want to be. Now, who is that person who is creating that new me? All right, if that's you, then who is the person, or who is the creator of that ideal you? All right, so obviously that is not you, that ideal hero you, whatever. That is not you, because there is a creator behind that you that is doing the creating of the real you. So is that the real you? No, because there is an observer behind that real you. And a lot of people who have reached or feel they've reached that full potential, and that they've become their super ego ideal self, there is this underlying fear within those individuals that maybe won't last, that they may revert back, or they'll lose the ground that they've gained. And that's a very real fear, because it's not the real you, because it lies in something outside of the real you. The real you is the creator behind that, the unchanging you. Nothing will change the creator you, the real you, the creator you, the spiritual energy behind that force, that divine force. That is you. That is unchanging, undying. That has nothing to fear, because that is the essence of you, and nothing. That real you has nothing to fear. As long as you carry fear, that is not your real you. If you fear that you're going to lose something, obviously that is not the real you. Because if you feel that you can lose something, obviously that is not intrinsically part of you. If you can lose it, it's based in, it's out there. It's not grounded. All right. So I guess, just keep that in perspective. People talk about, fake people and real people. They're all fake and they're all real. You can't differentiate between one and the other. Because as soon as you say fake and real, you're in the duality again. You're creating the shadow. The shadow is what's not me, and the ego is what I am. I am the hero, and this is the shadow. That's not me. That's duality. You're stuck in the duality. The ego, that is, the clever ego. The ego goes through, stages, and each stage, you think it's really me. It's just the ego in a more clever disguise, all right, pretending to be you. Don't be fooled, go along for the ride, enjoy it. But, remember, if you lose it all changes. It's not a tragedy, because that's not you, all right? Just go along for the ride, have fun. It's all an experience, right? So, even me, right? I'll say, oh, yeah, look, I'm more authentic than everyone else. I'm not wearing makeup, got all my sores showing and everything, wearing this shitty T-shirt. I got no pride or self-respect or anything, Yeah, right. Is that the real me? No, this is just a persona as well. I'm just a bit over it, It takes effort to, I guess I'm just why bother? I'm sort of like, maybe it's a bit of laziness. I just can't be bothered worth the effort of putting on a more eloquent mask, if you like. It takes effort if you're going to create a particular image to influence a particular group, and I'm just over all that. But yeah, just remember, what I'm trying to get through, and I'm gone a bit long in this video than what I'd like, because I like to keep them short. But essentially, just remember, there's no such thing as the real you and the fake you. As soon as you identify with a real you, you've created a fake you. You're stuck in duality, all right? Everything is real or everything is fake. It's one or the other. It's, depending on how you look at it, okay? So you can look at it in terms of, yeah, that's the real me. Everything's the real me. Just playing and having fun, like kids pretending in a game, all right? There's nothing wrong with that. If you're pretending, having a cowboy and Indian game, what's wrong with that? Oh, you're not a real cowboy, or you're not a real Indian, No, just have fun with that, So, you get too obsessed with looking for people's mask. Oh, I can see that mask. That person's wearing that mask, and that person's wearing that mask. What about your own mask? You wear one too. Just have a closer look. All right. So don't get lost all in that. Have fun. Anyway, cheers.